Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I got my August 2018 Paper Pumpkin Blissful Blooms, and so I'm going to do a couple cards for that, a couple alternate cards. I'm sure most of you have seen the kit. I tend to get mine kind of late, I just got it today. So for the first card I am using this, the one with the butterfly on it, not the one with the blank in the middle. And I just inked really lightly. I just used a sponge and went around the edge of this with the Blackberry Bliss that comes in the kit. And then I took a piece of Mossy Meadow, the dark colored green paper, and I have these cards and they're Stampin' Up, and I got them last year, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of them. I'm not a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and so I will try to put that in my description below. I'll go look it up and figure out what the name of these are, but they look like this. They just have that nice Blackberry Bliss color in a lot of the cards. So I took one of the cards that were this size and I cut it just a little square out of it. It had these little flowers already on it. I stamped it with the thank you stamp. I stitched it to a piece of the Mossy Meadow and a piece of lace. Now this lace originally looked like this, so I'm sure that a lot of people have something like this or can get something like this very easily. And I just took the Blackberry Bliss and I inked up my my sponge here, and I just kind of dabbed it all over on that lace, and pretty soon the lace is, you know, that blackberry color, so it ended up looking like that. There's the difference. So that was the lace that is behind this, so you could easily make that. And I just did a zigzag stitch across the top. I did put a little glue behind this. It's kind of stiff, but you could use the glue dots or whatever just to make sure that it stays there. And so that will go here, but first I want to put on a few of these. And if you don't like the inking around the edges, I just went around like this with that Blackberry Bliss. If you don't like that, you can just leave it plain. I just thought it brought a little something to the card. And the first thing I'm going to do is put the little leaves on that come in the kit. And the first thing that I thought of when I saw this, and I'm going to show something in just a minute, that's a great stencil. When you pop out those leaves and they're all open like that, that's a great stencil, so don't throw those away. I'm just going to take a few of the dots, the glue dots, because they don't need a lot. These are like super lightweight, like vellum, and you don't want them too stuck down because it gives it a little more interest if they have a little movement. Now that I've stuck them in my paper, right? I did ink these just a tiny bit with the Mossy Meadow, just a little bit on the edge. It wasn't a lot, so you're probably not really going to even see it on the camera, but I'm just placing these around, and remember I'm going to have this covering the middle right here. So these are just to give you a little more interest again, like I said. I feel like some of these spots are kind of blank, and if you like it like that, then leave it like that. I just, for some reason, that bugs me and I want to put something there. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's hot here, but hopefully it'll start cooling off. We did get a little rain last night, so that was a little break from the heat. Watered some of our plants that needed it desperately. And I'm just going to put a couple of these dimensionals on here to pop this up a little bit. These ones are a little bit bigger, easier to get the backs off of. As you know, if you've watched any of my other Stampin' Up videos, I struggle with that. And so I'm just going to put this right here, kind of in the middle, kind of covering up my butterfly a little bit, but I think it's okay. You can still see them. And so then that lace just kind of hangs over the edges a little bit. Super simple card, nothing rough about that one. Okay. And then the other one that I'm doing, I'm using this card base that has the hollow in the middle, and I'm going to do the card this way instead of this way. So it's going to be on its side. And then I took one of these that also come in the kit, and like I said, when I looked at this, all I could think of was, stenciling. And so I took some Mossy Meadow and I just went up around the top. And I have all this washi tape on here because I figured out if you cover up spots that you don't want the ink to go through, I just ripped that, then usually the washi tape comes off easily. I'm just going to get another piece because I don't want to rip that. I think I put that on both sides, that's why that ripped so easy. But if you just take a piece of washi tape and put it over the openings of the ones that you don't want, it'll stick a little bit, but in some ways that helps you hold down your stencil. So I just placed it up at the top right here. I laid the stencil down and I kind of did it a little bit hanging off because you can see the silver right there. And I use this little tool. But I know that Stampin' Up! Has those daubers that go on your fingers. Those would work great for this, because you just want to get a little bit in there. And you don't want to get it too much over the edge this way either. So just try to do the edge of your, whatever it is that you end up using, whatever spongy tool you use. Okay, and then I just lift it off, if I can get my washi tape off. And oh, see, I went over the edge a little. So the one that I finished, I didn't do that. So you just got to be really careful. And if you do, you can cover it up with other stuff. These just really come out cool when you stencil them. And you really want to just do a pouncing motion because they are really fragile, the vellum that they're on, and they'll tear or bend or whatever. So just do a pouncing motion on that. Alright, so see, I made a little boo-boo right there, but you can cover it and I'll give you an idea of what I did. So I took the, there's like the stamen part of a flower. It's just this little bitty stamp that's in the, that came with the stamps. And I used the Blackberry Bliss, and I went in and I kind of just did some little, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, I just did them in little random spots, and that helps cover up if you make a mistake. Let's see, right in there. It's really hard to tell on the camera, but it turns out really cute. And you can just stamp them all around in the leaves, hanging out of the leaves. They just kind of give it a little bit of interest. And I don't think it looks too crazy, like why would leaves have those? You know, some trees have some flowery things on them. Like going out of. Okay, so just that kind of thing. The leaf, and then all those little stamens right in there. That's that little, it's really hard to see in the camera, so I apologize. But I think you got it right there. And then I just took the Thinking of You. This is the one that I did earlier. And you can see I had some ghosting of some other leaves before I started using the washi tape. But I think it looks fine because, you know, leaves aren't always perfect. You're going to have some behind other ones and everything. And then I took the Thinking of You stamp and stamped it right there, and that comes with this kit. Alright, so that is for the middle, and I backed it with one of these cards again. And if you have the Blackberry Bliss paper, you could just use that. I just didn't have any, so I'm just using one of these cards that has this scallopy design on it, but it's in that color range, and I'm not sure that it's even Blackberry Bliss, but I think it works really well with this. And I took some of the twine that came with it, this sparkly pink twine, and I just did some loops, loop, 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 and then I stuck it on this dimensional adhesive that I have, and it just comes in a roll. It's like this. So, and I'm going to put that kind of off to this one side right here. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals. What do I do with those? Oh, right here. and put them on the back of this. These ones are a lot easier than those littler ones. Okay, and I'm just going to put this kind of at askew. I like it when it's not perfectly straight, as I think I've mentioned before. And then kind of move those where I want them. So it kind of looks like flower petals or something over there. All right, so that's just a couple ideas to give you. I really like using those as stencils. I think they come out great. You can do all kinds of things. I did one earlier. I was just playing around with this, and I used one of these bigger ones. If I can take it off of here without ripping it. And I put it on like this. You can make like a bookmark, or you know, use it for a card or whatever. I just covered up the parts I don't want to get the ink in them. And I'm going to show you really quick because this turned out cute too. If you just dab it in this bigger one, and you could go, you know, darker and then lighter out to the tips. That could give it more appeal. I'm just going to be careful of that one right there. Just like stenciling anything, just comes out kind of cool. And you can see right there it did it again, but if I was going to keep doing this, like to make a bookmark, I would keep putting leaves on, so I wouldn't stop there. But this other center thing, it kind of looks like a dandelion. I'm not sure, it's just like a spray in the middle. You'll see when I stamp it, but I want to use the blackberry. It makes a really cute addition to these. Anyway, oh, I'm missing the edge. Sorry about that. I'm not even watching what I'm doing. I'm hitting the block more than I'm hitting the stamp. But anyway, you get the idea. I just want to show you. I just think that comes out really neat with those. They're just kind of interesting. I know they're probably meant to be the center of the flower, but they look good by themselves. So just a couple alternative ideas that you can use your paper pumpkin for this month. Have a great day. Please subscribe.